Woo! There it is, boys. We got the Underworld. There it is. I'd like to thank my mother and Jeebas and Harambe. So as you can probably tell by the beginning of this video, in last night's stream we unlocked the Underworld Camo, and it's a pretty damn cool camo as you can see here on the screen. I'm just going to go through and show it to you on several weapons. Now, the Underworld Camo is a special contract, kind of like the weapon bribe contract we saw before, where you had to get 75 wins and you received 10 rare supply drops and a weapon bribe. Now, some may argue that that is a much better prize, and I completely agree. However, they released a new one where you could get a new camo. Before we get into the fastest way to actually get this camo, I just like to say this is a fantastic idea. I hope they add more and more challenges or contracts, whatever you want to call them, into the game, because this was a lot of fun to go for. It makes it so there's another way to play the game and just adds more interest into the game, and I absolutely love to see that. So the contract we're looking at today is called Tools of the Trade, and the basic premise of it was to get 200 specialist weapon kills. Now we're going to go over the fastest way to do that, and trust me, there is some definite tricks that will make it very easy to get this contract complete and get you that Underworld camo. There was a couple more special contracts added in, as well as calling card contracts. Now those ones, there's 6 of them, so if you'd like me to make a video showing you the fastest way to complete all of those, all you need to do is leave a like rating. If you leave a like rating, let's say if this video gets over 3,000 likes, I'll make a video showing you the fastest way to get those calling cards. So if that's something you'd like to see, all you gotta do is show me by hitting that like button. Like I said, to get the Underworld camo, you needed to get 200 specialist weapon kills. Specialist abilities did not count whatsoever. Also, right now the Hive ability is glitched and they don't count as specialist weapon kills, so don't go ahead and try to use that Hive whatsoever. So what you may be thinking is, I'm making a video showing you the fastest way to do this, yet I'm making it a week after this contract came out. Well, the reason for that is last week I went away on a road trip. I've told you guys that before, and unfortunately I wasn't able to play until recently, but I was able to do this in about 3 to 5 hours of gameplay time, and it really didn't take me that long whatsoever. And I've heard that people are playing for days to try to complete this challenge, so I'm making this video for you guys to help you complete this contract much faster. So really there's 3 parts to this. What specialist character should you use? What class setup should you use? And finally, what game mode should you play? So the specialist character you're going to want to use is very simple. You're going to want to choose your specialist not on what the best specialist weapon is, but more what you are going to receive the fastest. So there are 2 characters and 2 best ways I can think for this. One is Blackjack. You can use the Rogue Blackjack ability, and what this is going to do is every 5 kills you get, you are going to get a specialist weapon. Now this is whatever specialist you kill. So let's say you kill a battery, you get a war machine. Let's say you kill a reaper, you get a scythe. But in 5 kills, you're going to get the best of the best specialist weapons, which is much quicker than you'd normally be getting them in a regular game. For an example, when I was using Blackjack, I was generally speaking getting about 6 specialist weapons a game. When not using Blackjack and using another character, I was generally getting 3 a game, so it's almost twice as fast as using a regular specialist character. And even if you're not that great of a player, you can use it in conjunction with Overclock, and every 4 kills you get, you are going to receive a new specialist weapon. When you're playing with the Rogue ability, what you're going to want to look out for is a couple of specialist weapons in particular, some like the Scythe, Purifier, Tempest, and War Machine. Those are the ones generally I found myself getting the most kills with. However, there is one trick while playing as Rogue. If you're playing as Rogue and you have absolutely no kills and you find someone that's pulled out a specialist weapon, you can simply kill them and it count as all your kills and you steal their specialist weapon that they were currently using. Now, one trick I was using with this is if you use gravity spikes, you can actually just take it from them because you use your gravity spikes. The countdown on those gravity spikes is used up right away when you call it in, and you can just steal someone's specialist weapon that they just called in by using your gravity spikes on them. That was the only really good use I found with gravity spikes, because most of the time you're only going to get 1 to 2 kills unless you get really lucky with the spikes. But all in all, what you're going to want to be looking for is your typical good specialist weapons, the War Machine, the Scythe, whatever you prefer, that's what you want to be looking for. However, what happens if you have no Blackjack tokens? You can't buy Blackjack and can't use them. Well, I think Blackjack is the best way. I used 2 Blackjack tokens, and by the time the timer was done on both Blackjack tokens, so 2 hours of in-game time, I had about 150 specialist kills. That was very good, and that's 3/4 of the contract complete in 2 hours of in-game time. So the answer to not having any blackjack tokens is really actually not a big deal. You can just play as Spectre and use the Ripper. Now you may be thinking that this can't be the best specialist weapon to use, but trust me, it is. You get this about twice as fast as every other specialist weapon. It takes about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to receive this specialist weapon, and even faster every single time you get a kill. I found myself getting a new Ripper about every 4 kills, so it was almost the exact same as playing as blackjack as Rogue. Now the reason why this works is because you're going to be getting about 8 of these a game, so even if you just get 1 kill with one of these, it's better than getting 3, let's say, War Machines a game and getting 2 kills apiece with that, because that you're getting 6, whereas the Ripper you're getting 8 kills, so it's automatically better, assuming you only get 1 kill with the Ripper. However, most of the time, I found myself getting upwards of 2 kills with the Ripper. You just gotta use it at proper timings. And this is where choosing the proper game mode comes in. So when choosing the proper game mode, you want to look for 2 things. First of all, a game mode where you know people are going to be. That's gonna allow you to get kills faster, therefore getting specialist weapons faster. On top of that, you want to look for a game mode where people are going to clump together. The reason for this is most of the specialist weapons are AoE weapons, or area of effect weapons. Look at the War Machine, look at the Tempest, look at the Purifier. Even when you look at the Ripper, it's so easy to just spam that L1 and R1 button when you're close to a group of people, and all of a sudden you're sliding from person to person, just stabbing them repeatedly, and all of a sudden you've got 5 specialist weapon kills. So these game modes are going to be 2 things, and the 2 things that I found that worked the best were Hardpoint and Safeguard. First of all, these are long game modes where you're able to build up specialist weapons over and over again, and also you know where your enemies are going to be the whole time. There's a central objective where everyone's going to rush to. In other words, it's super easy to get those AoE weapons to work extremely, extremely well. What I found with the Ripper is when you're playing Hardpoint, all you got to do is flank that Hardpoint, run into the room that the Hardpoint is, and spam that left bumper, right bumper, or L1 and R1 buttons until there's no one left in the room. It's incredibly, incredibly easy to get many, many kills in these game modes. So then there's the class setup, and this is the easiest part. You're going to take whatever class you're the best with, whether that's a KN-44 or whether that be a VMP, it doesn't matter. Whatever gun you are the best with, and then create a class. Your normal class, and then you want to change one thing. You just want to use Overclock. That's going to allow you to get specialist weapons a lot quicker. The only other thing I will say is if you are using the Ripper, it is very, very easy to get Ripper kills if you're using either a flashbang or a concussion, because it makes it so that you can run into a room without people shooting at you and kill everyone inside it very, very quickly with that Ripper. So as a quick little recap, what you're going to want to do is either play as the Blackjack Rogue character or play as Spectre with the Ripper. Reason being, you get these 2 specialist weapons by far the fastest. The game modes you're going to want to look into is game modes where you know where people are going to be and they clump together. The game modes I found that work the best, Safeguard and Hardpoint. And finally, you're going to want to use Overclock, and if you're using that Ripper, concussions and flashbangs are definitely a good idea. So guys, that is all I got for you today. If you enjoyed the video or I helped you out, it would be fantastic if you could leave a like rating. It really does help out the channel. Also, if you're new to the channel, I upload new Call of Duty videos every single day of the week. Whether that be Easter eggs, tips and tricks, or just everyday Call of Duty stuff, there's a video there every day waiting for you. So if that sounds like something that interests you, that subscribe button is sitting there for you. Also my Twitch, Twitter, and Let's Play channel, there's links down in the description so you can check that out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you, and until next time, peace out.